some accountability and some essentially an effective Bill of Rights, from local police. Is what we really need to see happening now.
Exactly. Because people don't want to get active. They think, well, I mean, people have the idea that you can work at the national level, and you can. I do encourage you to contact your national representatives and such, but you have to get at the local level. You have to go talk to your sheriff and your police chief and your city councilman and your mayor. And if you're like us here in Austin, maybe they might not be the best representatives. But, I mean, if you can, vote them out differently. Yeah, get some people in there who will do the will of the people, not the will of the feds or, Joe Biden or whoever else. So, and speaking of Joe Biden, this dovetails over to the President Obama report. Obama spent twice as much time on vacation and golf as the economy. Now, this is out of Breitbart, and you can see that he spent more time on the golf course than he did in any type of economic meeting.
I might say that might be a good thing, Shikari.
Maybe it was a good thing.
Maybe it's a good thing we don't get all the government that we pay for. I would hate to think if he was enacting a rigorous economic plan on us what that would look like. So let's encourage him to go golfing more.
Well, and my deal is, he spends all this tax money to go play golf with Tiger Woods and, whoever else, and I don't know what all he has going, but then he sends his daughters on these $1 million spring break vacations to Mexico and so forth, and you got the Secret Service and, guys hiding in trees trying to make sure nobody's trying to talk to him and all this stuff. It's over the top. It's a waste of money. Meanwhile, you can't take a tour of the White House because of sequestration.
Yeah. Well, they're royalty, They're our American royalty, and they live a lifestyle of the rich and famous, and then some. It's just pretty amazing. Talking about money, this is an article that's on InfoWars. The more illegal immigrants that go on food stamps, the more money J.P. Morgan makes. How about that? It turns out they've made over $500 million just on processing fees for people who are getting food stamps, that sort of thing. So they get anywhere from 31 cents to $2.30 for every single person on food stamps. So they're making hundreds of millions of dollars off of this. And when you see this kind of thing happening, it's no wonder that, we have a welfare state. It's just like the welfare state, just like the military-industrial complex, is being run largely for the benefit of the big corporations and banks at the very top.
Right.
Just like you see a $500 million tank that the Army doesn't want. You see fighter jets that the Air Force doesn't want. You see a vertical takeoff and landing plane that the Marines don't want. And yet, you've got congressmen from both political parties pushing for these things that the military doesn't want. Why? Because it makes money for the people who really run in this. That's the military-industrial complex. The Army doesn't want the tank. The Army doesn't want the war, most of them, right? Because they're going to be the ones who are going to be fighting and dying in it. But the wars and the tanks are what make the money for the military-industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about.
And people, they can't see the connection that these people make huge sums of money off of war. They don't make money in peacetime. They have tanks and guns and bullets and other things that they profit off of, and people just can't wrap their head around the concept.